today I want to talk about writer's block. I have 3 tips for you, and the 4th one I bet you'd never thought of. So stay tuned for that last one at the end. Okay, let's jump right into number 1, and that is outline. That's right. Take a look at your outline. If you don't have an outline for your novel, or if you're writing nonfiction, an outline for that, that's probably a big part of your problem, at least in my experience. When I first started out writing, and if you're a new author, and there's an excitement we have to just get started, and outlining is a really boring process a lot of the times. So if that's you, I would recommend rethinking the pantsing. It works for some people, but for most of us, we have to outline. Anyways, this first tip is go to the outline, and if you don't have one, start making one. If you do have an outline, make sure to go back over the last couple chapters and what you did and what the story's been looking like, and see if you can feel out where things went wrong. If you're writing nonfiction, it's going to be a little bit different. You might be stuck in a way where you need to research the topic a little bit more, or look at a new angle. So just go ahead and jump on the computer and do that. But for the storyteller, I'm going to talk directly to the fiction writer that's struggling with author's block or writer's block right now. And what you need to do is determine, if you can, where it broke. And if you're not sure where it broke, then whatever chapter you're on, wherever you're at in the story, start outlining. And even if you have an outline, start a new outline from that point on. Okay, and what that can do is that can help you see the direction the story needs to go. If it's been days or weeks or months since you wrote anything, another recommendation that I've done in the past that's helped me a lot is fire up Word document, dump the story in there, turn on the robot voice, and just listen to the story. Don't edit. You start getting into that editing, you know how it is. If you've written, you want to change everything, and you have to fight against that and just see it for what it is. The purpose here is to find out where things went wrong and work from there. If you gotta delete stuff, you gotta delete stuff. It happens. I've deleted entire novels, 3/4 the way through, just because the story did not work. Anyways, I wish you the best. I hope that first tip works for you. The second tip I want to talk to you about is your physical well-being. Okay, as an author, especially new authors, I'll get to that in just a moment, but as an author, you're sitting in a chair a lot, and it's not good for the body. It's not good for your health. It can be super damaging. So it's important to take frequent breaks. Something that I have absolutely loved incorporating into my life is getting to the gym. I'm not like super bulk, ripped or anything, but getting those steps in and, jumping on the treadmill, getting some strength training. There's a bunch of research out there that says as you strength train, it connects your brain to your muscles, and it's super good. I'm not a doctor, but you can look that up and learn more about that. Diet. Take a look at your diet. What are you eating? Sugar is terrible for the brain, and it can mess up a lot of things. You can, again, do research, talk to your physician, stuff like that, but you got to eat right, you got to move around, you got to get adequate sleep. If you're hitting writer's block, this could be a reason why, and you got to take care of that. The mental game that authors go through every single time they sit down to write is incredible. If you have stresses in your life, at work, with your spouse, financial, in-laws, whatever it is. Those things can weigh on your mind, and it can keep you from being able to get into that creative headspace. And that writer's block is a real thing when it's like, I can't write a story and suspend reality when I got my own reality to deal with. And that's a real problem that you should pause and go take care of. Try to resolve those issues in your life so you can get back to writing. And then thirdly, this one is it's kind of funny, but it works so well. You pull up a web browser and you Google online timer, set it for whatever you got time for. If it's a half hour, 15 minutes, hour, 2 hours, whatever you got time for. My favorite was 2-hour block if I could, and set it and hit go and tell yourself, I'm not moving from the seat until I get words down and, have a word count goal, that kind of good stuff, and hit start. I guarantee it, you will write something. And, you might spend a couple of minutes. I've spent a couple of minutes, staring at a blank screen, and it's like, obviously you can't go on social, can't do anything like that. But eventually, your brain's going to be like, okay, well, I'm not going to sit here. Let's do something. And you will be surprised how easy that kicks you out of writer's block. When I was starting out, writer's block was like, it was everything. I mean, like, I would sit down to write, and it's like, my phone would ring, and it's like, oh, I can't do this. I gotta take care of other stuff. Like, distractions are writer's block. And as an author, especially when you're starting out, I think one of the things that really puts up a brick wall between you and getting your book done is the fear. The fear of judgment, what's it called? Imposter syndrome. Like, your thoughts telling you, dude, you are not supposed to be writing. What are you doing? You don't even know how to spell very well. Those kind of things can inhibit your ability to get the book done. It's a real subconscious attack to try to stop you from harming yourself, because subconsciously you think you're going to get this book done and people are going to laugh and they're going to hate you and reject you. And as a human being, you don't want to be rejected. But an important thing to know about the rejection stuff is your book is probably going to be awesome. Okay, but your mom, maybe a really good friend, possibly a sibling, depending on your relationships. Like, very few people in your actual life are going to read your story, read your book. And unless you got a ton of friends, which most authors I've talked to and met, like, no. You don't know enough people that are going to read your book to where their criticism is going to really matter. And the people that are reading your book and criticizing you, they're across the globe. And that's a video for a different time, talking about how to deal with rejection and difficulties with readers, but I won't get too far in that. You've been waiting for that final tip you probably haven't heard of, right? I'm excited to share it. Okay. Your why is not strong enough. Okay? Let me explain what this means. When you started writing this book, or started as an author, depending where you're at on the author journey, when you started, why did you start? What is your why? Because writing a book, not a lot of people are reading, and not a lot of awesome success or anything like that goes on with writing novels or writing a nonfiction. It's a very, very lonely profession, and it's a very chances are you're not going to get a lot of notary or whatever you want to call it, or accolades and pats on the back and stuff like that. It's a very, very unique niche to be in, and you have to identify why you're doing it, because it takes a ton of time, a ton of mental energy. I love that quote. It was like, writing is easy, just sit at the sit at the typewriter and bleed. I think Hemingway said it or something like that, but that's the reality. Is good stories take a part of us and put it on the page, and you have to identify why. Are you doing this for the money? Because if you're doing it for the money, I got bad news for you. I mean, you can make some money, but it's not a get rich quick scheme by any measure of the word. Some people that are fanatics can knock out a book in a month or two. A lot of people, it takes them months, years to write their book, and it's important to understand why you're doing it, because your why is what helps you get up early or stay up late and get your butt in that seat and write. Because without it, you're not going to ever find the time to write the book, because you will always have a list of reasons why you can't do it. Gotta take the kids to get haircuts, gotta take the dog for grooming, gotta do this, gotta do dishes, gotta do that. The list goes on and on and on for other things you could do other than write. So having that strong why will help you get through writer's block. It will help you get your butt in the seat over and over again, even when you don't feel like it. And personally, as I think about the years of writing and everything, excuses and stuff to not write and to skip writing days and not put my butt in that seat, it came down to forgetting the why. Why am I here? I'm here because of my family. I'm here because I want to provide a full-time income to my family and make sure that they're well taken care of. And as you can see from my screens in the background, Jesus is my ultimate why. I am approaching my writing and all the publications that I do first and foremost to God. It's for Him. It's to glorify Him. And the people over the years and the thousands of reviews, they concur with that, and it helps build that why. That's why I bring it up, because you have to figure out your why if you're ever going to have success in writing. You have to understand why you're doing it. And I hope this video encouraged you. And if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and make sure you hit the button and do all that good stuff so you can be notified, because I'm just going to keep pumping out these kind of videos and helping you with your journey as an author. Thanks.